with internment camps being built and this and that. I mean, the stage is certainly being readied, but again, that clip is on the website, realnewsradio.com, if you'd like to see it again or show it to anyone, because it certainly is a scary scenario we're facing. And according to Wayne Madison, Brian, this is late this month, early next month, most likely, if it's going to come to fruition.
That's not far away at all, is it?
Not far away at all, and that's why so many preparations are being made. So we're not telling you what to believe or what to think. You can believe whatever you want to. We're just reporting the different news that is out there that a lot of our mainstream press prefers not to cover. So we're coming up on a break. We got a couple more news items, then we're going to go to phone calls. You're listening to The Real News, therealnewsradio.com on the Liberty News Radio Network. All right, we're back on The Real News Radio, Farron and Brian, and we are going to continue with the news. But before we do that, I want to say congratulations to Jim and Jennifer. They were married on August 19th, week before last, and that's our cameraman. He does all of our YouTube work. He does a great job with that, and I know on Saturdays and Sundays that's quite a bit that he does, and we certainly do appreciate that. On our website, you can go to the website, click on links, go to our YouTube channel, and of course you can view the show from Saturday. You can see the whole show on Saturday on YouTube if you miss it, and you can go to libertynewsradio.com. All of the archives are free there. You can listen to the archives there, and also there's a call-in number if you'd like to call in and listen by phone, 801-769-2970. I'll give that number again, 801-769-2970. And after this next segment on the news, we're going to go to the phone calls. I'll give that number out in just a moment. And hats off to Jennifer. Keep him straight if you can.
Everything must go. California holds giant garage sale. This is Associated Press. To raise cash, California hosts garage sale of prison uniforms, Schwarzenegger-signed cars. Sacramento. Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger is hoping that the Great California Garage Sale will turn government clutter like surplus prison uniforms and office furniture into cash to bulk up the state's depleted finances. On offers, the state clears out clutter on nearly 600 state-owned vehicles and thousands of pieces of office furniture, computers, electronics, jewelry, pianos, even a surfboard, a food saver, and an Xbox 360 gaming system. State officials estimate the giant two-day yard sale being held at the state warehouse will bring in hundreds of thousands of dollars. In addition to clearing out office products, the state is also selling unclaimed property from the state parks and items confiscated by law enforcement, said California Department of General Services spokesman Eric Lamoureux. The prison department contributed dental chairs and surplus prison shirts and jeans. This is a win-win for state and for shoppers, Schwarzenegger said in a statement Tuesday, announcing that a section of items would also be sold on eBay and Craigslist. Schwarzenegger also has autographed 15 car visors in an effort to fetch more money during the sale Friday and Saturday.
We're going to go ahead and go to the phones. We've got a phone call. Brad from Statesville. How you doing today, sir?
I'm fine, Farron. How are you and Brian?
Doing great. Glad to have you on today. What's on your mind?
Listen, I wanted to comment. We had an opportunity this week to listen to one of our community lead pharmacists speak out against this vaccination that's coming through. And when people look to leaders, community leaders for advice, this is one of the people that would be most critical to answer the questions of whether it's good or bad. I wish I could comment his name, but I'd like to let him do that himself. But he has spoke out already on this particular radio station, 1400, that I listen to, and we have heard him say this vaccination is not good for the public.
Yes. Yes, I heard that same interview, and I commend him very much for coming out and making that stand. I think a lot of people were surprised by that, but yes, I agree. Go ahead, Brad.
And next, I'd like to read something that I wrote, and then I'd like to make open one other topic. but this is something that I put together just talking briefly or writing briefly. As a nation, we have lost our way. We have lost our sight of the very important items. America must come first. We must first solve our own many problems at home here, and then and only then can we turn our attention and our resources to other countries. Now that sounds hard and cruel, but if we're to survive as a nation, we must keep our jobs at home, and we must see to the needs of Americans first. We cannot be the world's problem solver, and we must stop becoming the world's policeman. We cannot afford as a nation to do either.
Yes, sir. I agree 100%.
And then there's one more point I want to bring up. You and I are both advocates of change. We followed our president's advice. We're looking for changes, as he said in his election process. But one of the things that we need to also do, we need to prepare ourselves, because what we're advocating is something to take place of what we have right now. And it's just fine and good to say that we want to see change take place, but we have to set a course of action. We have to have an alternative plan. And one of the things that you and I have failed to do, or myself when I speak to people at these tax parties, is to offer them a choice of alternatives. And one of the things I think we need to start studying on, and I think we need to start making aware to the people, is where we would like to see this country go. Not just to make the comment that we need a change, not just to make the statement that there are problems, but we need to give these people a direction, because we found out that as a general rule, we're a land of followers now, not leaders. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to start plotting a course that will help these people find an alternative to what we have now, a direction at which we can go as a nation to create solutions to the problems we have. It's simple to stand up and make a speech and say that, I feel like a politician sometimes when I say there's things wrong, and then I don't offer an alternative, a choice. One of the things I think we need to propose is that we change our government, and let's take the idea of politics as a business out of our government. Let's make politics like political appointments like they used to be. Let's make it a short term. Maybe we need to start having, eliminating politicians being in office for years and term after term. Maybe we need to have some restrictions on the number of terms that they can handle. Now, again, I don't want to bash a deceased, but Mr. Kennedy was in the office for over 50 years, it seems like. Robert Byrd, he's almost in his 90s now. I think it's time as a nation that we see changes take place, as our president offered us, that we change these policies where people stay in office so long that what we end up with is their ideas and not those of the Constitution. So I think it's time to limit the terms. I think that would be a good alternative to where we're going now. And I think that would help solve some of the problems that we're having in our country, is to have a new birth regularly. And I think we should start helping people find directions to carry this country, as opposed to simply say we need change. I think you and I, we need to step up to the plate and begin to create some alternatives that people will find viable, because it's people like yourself and I and the others that work in these programs to help us implement these changes that are going to have to show the country where we're going.
Well, I agree with you 100%. I have been a strong advocate of term limits. These lifetime politicians get in there and become corrupt. And, it wasn't the intention of the Founding Fathers for people to be lifetime career politicians. No. So I'm 100% for term limits. And also, the Democrat Party and the Republican Party have become so corrupt, and they've got the elections situated to where, it's impossible for someone to get on all of the ballots all across the states for a third party to really have any teeth. That a third-party candidacy that can be on all of the different states and can really be involved and put up a fight against the Democrats and Republicans would probably be refreshing, too. Brad, we're coming up on a break. I appreciate you calling. Call back anytime, and if you would, give me a call sometime this week.
Okay, I sure will, Farron. It's good to talk to you. Thank y'all for having the work you do.